has taught thousands of people just like you how to be fit and stay healthy. Enjoy the journey and keep it real. Now, here's your host, Brian Panarese.
And we are back. It's another Friday. We're getting ready for another weekend, and I hope you survived the holidays. Did you like the holiday cheer and the visiting and the eating and the drinking? How you all feeling? I know I feel like crap. But that's what happens on the holidays. The old circadian rhythm gets busted up. People start making food that you normally don't eat, and it bothers your stomach and whatnot. You're stressed out over the holiday shopping and gift giving and whatnot and who has to visit. So I'm hoping that you're not feeling too bad, although the weather outside doesn't really help too much where it's cold. My little ride at 5 a.m. to my Massachusetts clients this morning was hectic. Going down 111 West Hollis Street was a sheet of ice. So that made it kind of interesting. But I'm hoping that this is the last show of 2019. We're going to wrap up some stuff and then start a new year coming up. And I think it's a great time. Starting the new year is a great time. And today we're going to discuss resolutions. Why do we make them? How do you make them? And how do you stick to it? It's kind of a big joke for most people that they make a resolution and they basically don't really stick to it. That's unfortunate. But the idea is when if you're listening on the radio, hopefully if you're not driving a car, you can whip out a piece of paper and pencil, a pen, and take down some notes, because what I want to go over today is what I've developed over 42 years of working with people, and between reading and trying and experimenting different methods, it really does help to make a resolution for yourself, and that's what I'm hoping that we end up doing today, is that you guys all have a nice outlook for 2019. So what is a resolution? Okay, basically a resolution, it's a decision or a promise that you're making to yourself to hopefully promote a better lifestyle, whether it be health or you're going to become a better person, whatever it might be. Most of the time, people make them and they don't stick to them. But resolutions, believe it or not, date back to the ancient Babylonians 4,000 years ago. The ancient Babylonians actually started New Year's resolutions. Their New Year's resolution, what they would do in those days, obviously it wasn't like today where they need to lose 20 pounds. They're walking around in loincloths. Honey, does this loincloth make my butt look big? No, honey. The fat on your butt makes your butt look big, not the loincloth. But in those days, basically, they would make a resolution to become better farmers and whatnot, so that they actually did this, and they started 4,000 years ago, and it continued on. In the 1700s, it sort of became a big thing in Europe, and then it matriculated here to the United States. 45% of all Americans admit to making New Year's resolutions. So figure less than half of the American public will make a New Year's resolution this year. Unfortunately, only 8% actually are successful. So if you think about that, that's pretty sad. And most of the time, the reason that that the New Year's resolutions don't stick is because they don't have any kind of a pattern. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to develop a pattern and an outline to make sure that your resolution, regardless of what it is, can be met and held on to. Now, my clients over the years have made resolutions, but not just resolutions, they're goals. When I sit down with a client and I do their evaluation and we decide to pick out their goals, I make them do a few things, like writing them down, and we get into it. The basic guideline is to stick to a resolution, or actually stick to a plan. Number one is to be specific. We're just going to generalize here a little bit. I'm just going to run through this fairly quickly. Be specific. When you get started, you're going to start by taking baby steps. You're going to focus on one thing at a time, keeping it simple. You want to tell your friends and family what you're doing. You're going to ask for support, whether it be from a professional or from your friends and family, preferably from people who know what they're talking about. And then you have to cut yourself some slack. No one is perfect, and there isn't any black and white in the world. There's a lot of gray, and that's the area I like to be in, is the gray area, because that's where people need help and they need some guidance. So again, resolution, it's a decision to make your promise to yourself. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by breaking this down. Number one, this is what I want you to do. And I'm going to use the most common, I looked online and what some of the most common resolutions are. And in 2018, most common resolution is number one is weight loss. But also subcategories of that would be, joining a gym, getting healthy, blah, blah, blah. But it's basically about your health and well-being. The second most common resolution, which surprised me still in this day and age, is quitting smoking, which I find extremely sad, that people still, there's so many people that are still smoking. It's such a bad habit. There's nothing beneficial about it, smoking cigarettes. But that's the second most common resolution that we need to work on. So you're listening to Keep It Real. My name is Brian Panarese. I am your host. I own the Body Elite Professional Fitness Training Company. If you'd like to follow me, you can go on Facebook and follow The Body Elite on Facebook. You can watch all these previous shows that we've done. And there are some shows there on supplementation and other things. We had a few guests on, and that you can kind of pick up on. If you hear or see anything specific that you have questions on, you can email me at mybodyelite@gmail.com. But today we're, again, specifically just sticking with resolutions. And again, this plan that you're going to write down today, you can apply this to anything in your life and it will work. The word guarantee, I think, is thrown around a lot today, but I basically will guarantee you that if you do this, it will work regardless of what it is you're trying to do. So I want to start off by using the weight loss, which again is the most common example. And then at the end of the show, we're going to go over some of the other things and how to basically put it in. So here we are. It's January 1st, and people are going to, what was your resolution? And they, I'm going to lose 20 pounds. Okay. That statement is an idea. It's not a resolution. It's not a promise. There's nothing specific. And I guarantee if you make that kind of a promise to yourself that you're going to lose 20 pounds, you will fail. Because there is no guideline for you to follow. There's nothing specific. And like anything else in life, if you want to be successful, there are steps that you're going to take. So the end result of your resolution is that, yes, I am going to lose 20 pounds, but be specific and make your resolution an action. Okay. So instead of I am going to lose 20 pounds, you want that to be specific. You want to be specific in how you're going to do it. So what you're going to do is you're going to write down as many specific details that you can, that will be visible to you on a daily basis, that will explain how you're going to lose 20 pounds. Because you need to follow step by step by step how to do this. It's the same way if you're in college and you're going to school, if you're in a gym and you're working out and you have a specific goal, if you're an athletic in an athletic competition, there is a training protocol you're going to follow. And this is the exact same thing that you're going to do for yourself. So you're going to be very specific in the method and action that you're going to take in order to accomplish your weight loss. I am going to lose 20 pounds by 1, exercise daily and join a gym. 2, eat better foods. 3, not eating or snacking at night or after dinner. Walking after each meal. Hiring a personal trainer. These are all specific details that will get you to your 20-pound weight loss. So do you see where I'm starting to guide you now? Instead of just saying, I'm going to lose the 20 pounds. Yeah, great. You're going to lose the 20 pounds. How are you going to do it? Let's be specific here. Let's start the blueprint and how this is going to work. So that's what we're going to do. So now you write down your steps and you start with the step that you think you want to start with first. And that's how we're going to take baby steps. That's the second thing we're discussing. Okay. Get specific, be specific. That's number one. Number two is you're going to take baby steps. So now you're going to look at all the steps that you think it's going to take for you to get to your goal. We're using losing 20 pounds. Okay, so there are 5 steps that I'm just throwing out there. And again, I'm just using this as an example. Exercise daily, join a gym, eating better, not eating at night, walking after each meal, and hiring a personal trainer. So I'm not going to jump into this and come January 2nd, but everybody does. My clients know this. Get ready, because the first 3 weeks of January is holy hell in most gyms, because they're just packed with people who are crawling out of the woodwork, who are going to lose their 20 pounds in 3 weeks. And they know by the 4th week, I haven't lost my 20 pounds. This gym stinks. I'm out of here. And it's such a joke. And it's because they're not being realistic with themselves. Number one, like I say, keep it real. It took you a few months, days, weeks, years to put the weight on. Give yourself at least half that time to take it off. So in your baby steps, pick one of the easiest things that you think that you're going to be able to accomplish 100%. One thing I learned when I was a volunteer for about a year and a half at the MSPCA at Nevins Farm, and one of the things I got as a dog handler and a dog trainer is how to be successful at training a dog. Now, dogs have the simplest of minds, but what you want them to do is always succeed, because when a dog succeeds and keeps getting rewarded, he'll keep doing the thing that you want him to do. That's what you're training him to do. You want to train yourself to do the same thing. You want to train yourself to be successful. Don't set yourself up for failure. Don't write down 10 things that you're going to start tomorrow, because I'll guarantee, again, there's that word, I guarantee you're going to fail and fall flat on your face by Friday. By the following week, you're going to be done. That's it. This is terrible. I can't do this. I'm useless. And that's the attitude that I don't want to see. I need to build you up. You want to be a positive person every day. You want to feel good about yourself. So you make these small little steps. So we're going to take one little thing at a time. Let's take the first thing I happened to mention was exercise daily, join a gym. Okay. So exercise daily or join a gym. I honestly would rather see you not join a gym right now, because number one, they're going to be packed with people. It's going to be so crowded, you're not going to be able to move anyways. But start exercising by doing the simplest of things. Open your front door and go for a walk. And all you're going to do is you're going to walk until you start to feel yourself get fatigued, whether your feet get tired, your calves start to get tight, your legs start to get tight or tired. Then you look at your watch. Okay, geez, that was 17 minutes. Now I'm going to turn around and I'm going to walk back to my house. And you write down. Again, writing things down is super important. That's one thing I learned. I told my kids all through their schooling. I learned it through my schooling. And again, going to Northeastern for 5 years, and they're part of what we had to do, memorize the 600 muscles and 200 and change bones in the body. If I didn't write everything down, I wouldn't remember it. And writing down basically brands things on your brain. So when you want to do something for yourself, you write it down. So I'm going to walk, and I made it 17 minutes away from my house, and then 17 minutes back, 34 minutes. So I go over to my little calendar. Okay, today is December 28th, Friday. I walked, 34 minutes. Now tomorrow, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to try to walk my 17, but you know what? If I feel pretty good, unless I'm sore, if I'm really sore, I'm just going to match the 17. If I feel a little bit better, you know what? I'm going to go 18. I'm not going to say, I'm going to blow it out of the water today and go 30. That doesn't work. Baby steps work. Progression, a very slow progression, is what works. So we're talking about making a New Year's resolution, having a plan and an outline, and we're starting to set it up. You're listening to Keep It Real. I am Brian Panarese, your host and trainer for the Body Elite Professional Fitness Training Company. We'll go to a break, and we'll be right back.
Do you search the house for hidden bottles of alcohol? Do you feel like a failure because you can't get a problem drinker to quit? Do you care about someone who seems to care more about drinking than anything else? Do you think if the drinker stopped drinking, your other problems would be solved?
Living with a problem drinker can be scary and lonely, but no one has to face such stressful problems all alone. Local Al-Anon family groups can help. Women and men who have experienced the same difficulties are willing to share what worked for them. There is hope and help in Al-Anon family groups for anyone who has been affected by someone else's drinking. Are you troubled by someone's drinking? You might be surprised at what you could learn in an Al-Anon family group from people just like you. For more information, go to alanonfamilygroups.org or call 1-888-4-AL-ANON to find an Al-Anon meeting near you.
Untitled Boxing Club is the best and only authentic full-body boxing workout that changes your body, clears your mind, and completely engages your spirit. Our signature workout utilizes the fundamentals of a true boxer's workout, including proper heavy bag training to strengthen and tone your arms, legs, back, core, stamina, and your confidence. Empowering, exhilarating, and totally addictive. This is your new favorite workout class. Visit them online at titledboxingclub.com or call 603-206-5608. That's 206-5608 and begin today.
We want you to love your smile. At Dr. Yannetti's Dentistry, we offer full-service family dental care with a gentle touch. Whether this is your first time to the dentist or you're looking for a new practice in your area, come on in and enjoy our relaxed atmosphere and highly trained professional staff. Call today at 603-635-2146 to make your appointment. Once again, that's 603-635-2146 and make your appointment. Mention this ad and get 10% off.
And now, an important reminder from a leader who cares. That's DataServe in Nashua. They're reminding everyone to please take the opportunity and give blood. By doing so, you may save the life of a friend, child, surgery patient, or accident victim. So give blood. It's safe, simple, and may save a life. This important reminder was courtesy of DataServe in Nashua. Stop in or give them a call at 603-821-4392. That's DataServe. They're serving our community with pride, and they're on the air because they care.
Journey Through the Ages with me, Jolie Witten, on WSMN 1590 on Thursday mornings at 9 o'clock, where we fight our own aging, care for our aging loved ones, and parent our children through all ages. Join us as we journey through the ages, Thursday mornings at 9 on WSMN 1590.
My brother was 16. My daughter Lauren was in preschool.
I got it in July.
Anyone, anywhere,
anytime. Meningococcal disease can be devastating.
She lost a hand, her feet, and nearly her life.
It killed my brother in 18 hours.
Vaccination is the best protection. Today, health officials recommend immunization for children ages 11 through 18.
Immunization can save your child's life.
To learn more, visit nmaus.org. A message from the National Meningitis Association.
As school resumes and school buses fill our roads, the medics at American Medical Response want to remind both parents and children about bus safety. Never assume that drivers of other vehicles are in fact stopping for the school bus. Walk on sidewalks to the bus stop. Never run. Children must stay out of the danger zone around the bus, which is 10 feet wide or 5 giant steps on all sides of the bus. At that distance from the bus driver can see you. Check out more safety tips at amr.net/safety. AMR medics are here for you every hour of every day.
And we are back. My name is Brian Panarese. I am your host to Keep It Real, the Body Elite Fitness Show. And if you're following us on Facebook, as Charlene and Brianna are, hello, and I thank you for watching. If you're listening, you can also listen, obviously, on the radio. We have some listeners down in Stoneham, Massachusetts. Josie, hi to Josie in Stoneham. She was listening a couple of weeks ago, was listening to the supplementation show. And you can also follow right on WSMN1590.com. Click on the on air button and you will be able to stream it live and you can listen to it that way. And again, at any time, WSMN, they have all of the shows. They have the last 5 shows. And on my Facebook page, the Body Elite Facebook page, you can go and see any video from the very first one all the way through. I'd like you to watch them because then we can track and see how many views we get, and we're trying to build up the viewer and listening audience. So today, last show of 2018. So obviously we are talking about resolutions and what are we going to do going into 2019. So we want to better ourselves. I believe in making resolutions. It's a statement. Anything that's going to help, I believe in. I was just telling one of my clients the other day that I had my lucky shirt when I was at Northeastern. It was an old beat up t-shirt. It had holes in it. It was paper thin. It looked like a wet piece of tissue paper. It was so used, but it was my favorite workout shirt to do my boxing and to do my weight training. And I came home one Saturday from school and my mother was dusting with it and she thought it was a rag. And I was totally crushed because I lost, and for some stupid reason, it was psychological to me. I couldn't get good workouts. I had to start working on beating up another t-shirt. But anything that works for you is good. And that's what Keep It Real is all about. It's a very individualized thing. What is it for you specifically? What do you specifically want to do? Keep it real for you. If you're a couch potato, to say, I want to be Mr. Olympia next year, that's not keeping it real. It's just, you want to make your goals, set your goals, and set the bar low. We want to be successful. You want to build up your own self-esteem, and you want to feel confident about yourself. There's another one of my clients, Jason, who was on Facebook, and he posted a picture of a job. It was, I believe, 10 years ago, 2008. And Jason actually worked at KISS 108. That's where I met him, and I was the trainer there for KISS 108. And Jason lost a ton of weight. And he looks fantastic today. He's still exercising. He looks great. And I just told him, keep it up, but take that picture and put it on the refrigerator or on your cabinet. That way you can refer to it. So that way you say, you know what, I'm not going back to that lifestyle. Not because, you look good. And that's always that's the end result. It's because you're healthier and you want to lead a quality life. You don't want to feel like you probably feel right now. Like when I opened up and I was talking about the holidays, I honestly, my hands hurt. My joints hurt. I feel bloated. My stomach is bothering me. It's horrible eating all these foods, going to visit everybody. Oh, hi, how are you? Here, have some cookies, have some cake, have this, have that. Things that you normally don't eat. And all of a sudden, your gastrointestinal system is revolting. So the idea is, let's make a resolution. Let's make a plan for 2019, and let's make it stick. So how are we going to make that stick? We're going to be specific. I'm going to lose 20 pounds. Wrong. Don't say that. You can say that. That can be the title of your outline. I'm going to lose 20 pounds is the title. But how are you going to do it? Make the resolution an action. Number one, we're going to be specific in your action. How are you going to lose your 20 pounds? What are the things that you think that you specifically can do, keeping it real for yourself? You're going to write those things down. And we went over exercising daily, you join a gym, eating better foods, not eating snacks at night, walking after each meal, and hiring a personal trainer. These are just things that I'm just throwing out. You're going to take baby steps leading into this. We're not going to do all 5 of those things that I mentioned at once. You're going to take the one that you think you can do and be very successful at so that you can put a gold star on the refrigerator. That's what you want to do. Everything you do, you want it to be successful. Don't set yourself up for failure. Don't be foolish. Make it easy for yourself. Set the bar low. So you start with something like just going for a walk, like we were talking about, and you have to write things down. If you don't write them down, you're not going to brand it on your brain. Whether you use a calendar that's pinned in your kitchen, or you have a template you could make on Excel, something as simple as that, a daily chart where you're writing down all the positive things you did that day to work towards your goals. Again, we're not doing all 5. Now, I started exercising on a daily basis. Now I'm walking. I feel pretty good. I've done it 2 weeks in a row. I've walked every single day, and I'm actually feeling good. I'm walking now up to 45 minutes instead of just doing the 34 like we first stated. So now I think I will join a gym. Most of the crowds will be gone. The people that, hey, this gym is lousy. I didn't lose 20 pounds in 3 weeks. So it's the gym's fault, not mine, because it's not that I did anything wrong. So they move on, and it leaves room for you. Now you go in and you want to establish, how can I take baby steps in a gym? Well, the idea is you're not going to start off with all the equipment in there. Maybe pick 3 to 5 exercises that maybe you've done in the past, or or you see that look easy to do on a machine. Start off very light, somewhere between 15 and 20 repetitions, just to build up endurance, get your tendons and ligaments used to doing some weight bearing exercises, and then you're going to move on. You try this 2 days a week, maybe 3 days a week. And next thing you know, now you're becoming successful there. It's another 3 weeks have passed. Now you're still doing your walking every day. Now you're going to the gym 3 days a week. Now you've become a habit. All of a sudden, it's the middle of February. Hey, Valentine's Day, here we go. All right, here, honey, here's a box of chocolates. Thanks, but no thanks. Now you're going to put your foot down. You're eating right now. Now we're working on the step 3. Step 2, eating better foods. Okay, so now I'm going to start eating better. So all the red flags, I'm going to go through my cabinets, which is something that I do. And I'm actually going to start publicizing that again, because I actually just did it for a client and went to their house and spent an hour, and they paid me for the hour, just as if we were in the gym training, and went through the cabinets, explained which things were good, which things were bad, why they should have it, why they shouldn't have it. And it's not like I put them on this strict Spartan, all you're going to eat is watercress, tuna fish, and, brown rice. Because again, that's not keeping it real. Each person is different. This particular person was a carbohydrate craver. Every snack and everything they had in the refrigerator and cabinets were just pure carbs. So we have to slowly back them off on that. Again, I want them to be successful at this. So each week they know that, okay, next week I have to get rid of these. The following week I'm getting rid of these. I can eat them, but then I'm going to get rid. Once it's gone, it's gone. So hopefully in a month, they'll have all that stuff whittled out of their house. Going cold turkey, a lot of times people think that's easy. And yes, you can be successful maybe for a couple of weeks. But then once you stumble, it's like the floodgates open. I'm a believer in doing things slowly, taking one step at a time, very, very small steps. My clients know this, and I ask them to be patient. And when they are, the results last longer. Yeah, it doesn't come off fast. You want me to, I can drop 20 pounds off you in 3 weeks, guaranteed. I know how to do that. It tricks your body. And guess what? 3 weeks after that, you're going to be 25 pounds heavier. Okay. Because that does not work. So the idea is we want to learn how to do this. So be specific. We're taking baby steps. So we're going to start eating better. And that's another thing that you're going to do again after you've established your first thing that you picked on your list was exercising, which you've done, and now it's into February. Now we're going to start eating better. It doesn't have to be all done at once. So now we're going through your cabinets, and some of the things are just okay. There are some snacks and foods that are okay to eat. They're not great. There are some red flags that are horrendous. Anything that's loaded with sugar, any sugary kid cereal, cookies, forget it. There is, even some of these artificially sweetened stuff. I don't like artificial sweeteners. I don't believe in them. They say, they're safe. They said saccharin was safe too, until they found out 15 years later that it causes bladder cancer. So, I don't believe any of that stuff. So you're going to start to eat better. So now we're working on that. Now let's start working. Now that we're successful, now we're into the end of February. We start whittling some of these things out. Now by March, let's look at your timing of your food. Okay, not eating after dinner. Let's just start with that. That's the simplest of all things. Dinner is your last meal. Okay, I'm not even getting as specific as how the meals are even set up yet. See how slow this is going? We're already into March. It's already spring, and you're only on the 3rd out of your 5 steps. And I'm telling you, if you do it this way, you are going to be successful. If you try doing all 5 steps in the month of January, most of you will not be successful. I'm not saying everybody won't be, but a lot of you won't. And by doing it slowly and becoming successful in each step, you master that step. So once you've mastered going to the gym every day, mastered taking a walk every day, or whatever it might be, again, keeping it real for yourself. So now we're not going to snack after dinner. So now you've taken in your caloric intake for everything that you need, and by you set a time, and that's the last time that you eat, and that's it. And the 4 hours before you go to bed, 4 to 5 hours before you go to bed, there is no eating. You want to go to bed not hungry, because that doesn't work either. you will wake up at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning and be wide awake and irritable because your blood sugar is low. That's a fact. So the idea is you just don't want to go to bed on a full stomach. You don't want to have, especially a high carbohydrate meal, and go to bed with a high blood sugar content. Okay, the next step in the steps, and I'll review the steps again on the guidelines. Get specific, take baby steps, focus on one thing at a time, tell your friends and family, ask for support, and then cut yourself some slack. Those are the 6 steps. We're now going to do focus on one thing at a time. So again, by keeping it simple and working on one action, you will become the master of your own domain. You will master each and every single technique. Once you've done that, you can go forward and move on to the next one. Telling your family and friends, I feel, is super important. I know I've done this a lot. I'll just happen to blurt something out. And people a lot of times, well, why are you even saying that? Because if I say that, eventually they're going to start asking me, hey, how's that going? And now I have to become, I have to become accountable. So once you become accountable to your friends and family, if you tell them, hey, I'm going to lose 20 pounds and this is how I'm going to do it, or I'm going to go to the gym every day, or I'm going to cut back on my foods, or I'm going to stop eating. When they see you eating cookies every day at 3 o'clock with a cup of coffee for a pick-me-up, and you say, I'm going to give up this habit. This is my New Year's resolution. I'm giving up the habit of having cookies at 3 o'clock with a cup of coffee. They're going to say, hey, how's that going? Now, there's your support system. I am now building up a support system around me. And by telling them, and they mean well, people will mean well, and they'll ask you how things are going. A lot of times, and this is what we just had a little discussion in the gym. Eric Langlois, the other trainer at East Coast Muscle, was talking to his client about it, and it's so true. People will want to cut down your goals because they can't do it. So a lot of times, and I'm sure people have done this. Yeah, I'm going to lose a little bit of weight. Oh, you look fine. Well, to them, you may look fine. But again, this is what you truly want for yourself. You want to be healthy. You want to look better. But my thing is you want to feel better. When you feel good, you can take on the world. I don't care what kind of problem you have, whether it's an emotional problem, physical problem, you can overcome it with no problem when you're physically healthy. So you tell your friends and family, and it's sort of a 2-pronged thing. Number one, you're going to use them as a support system, and they're going to be the ones that they're going to keep checking in and keeping you on straight on. And the other thing is, by telling them that as a support system, they're going to start supporting you. So if they see you start to slip, they'll bring it up to you. Hey, I thought you said you weren't going to eat cookies. Hey, I thought you weren't going to do that. Hey, I thought you were going to go to the gym 3 times a week. What are you doing home? Aren't you usually walking now? Don't you go for your walk after supper? Little things like that are just going to boost you. And again, that's a little check mark in your favor to have them do that. Okay, so you want to set up a great support system. Everybody in your house, everybody at work. I think work is probably will do most people in. I train a lot of nurses at Leahy Clinic, and they tell me it's so hard to eat right there because on the nurses' stations, people will come in and they'll bake brownies and cookies, and there's unhealthy snacks, and they have to keep walking by them. Again, if you tell your friends, hey, I don't want to do this because I want to lose weight. I always tell people I can't do it because of a medical reason. I remember when I was in college and in high school, I couldn't drink because I got an ulcer, and that was true. But everybody got right off. They weren't on me to actually, drink. Hey, come on, we're going out drinking. And it was actually easier for me. I was like, oh, this is easy now because I told them I had a medical reason that I can't drink, and I'll get hurt if I do. And I just kept using it when I didn't feel like drinking. So any excuse that's going to keep you going in a positive light is going to be helpful. Ask for support. Now, when you ask for support, make sure it's someone who is empathetic, not sympathetic. Empathetic is that they understand where you're coming from. They may say to you, you know what, I think you look great, but if that's what you want to do, or, You know, you want them to understand your issue and to back you up. Hopefully it's a professional, like a personal trainer or your doctor. It could be a nurse practitioner, somebody that you know, that you're looking for some help for. And, you know, by doing that, by asking them, you know, can you help me? They will keep you on the straight and narrow. My name is Brian Panarese. You are listening to Keep It Real, the Body Elite Professional Fitness Training Show and Company. How many things can I say in there? We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to wrap up our New Year's resolution for today. Thank you.
I never get the flu.
My kids don't need more shots.
I don't have time.
We're all healthy.
My asthma's under control.
I'm pregnant.
I've had the flu. It's not a big deal.
My kids are too old for flu.
is exaggerating.
I can fight it naturally.
No matter how you build your excuses, the flu can blow your house down. Keep your foundation strong. Vaccinate. Learn more at flu.gov.
A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Hi, this is Tony Joyce from Joyce Cooling and Heating. Now that winter is here, hopefully your heating system is working. Did you know that a 30-year-old heating system can waste up to 50% of its energy? Don't you think it's time to upgrade your system to a new high-efficiency Lennox, Mitsubishi, or Rinnai? Starting in January, you may qualify for these energy rebates of up to $1,500. These rebates are available for a limited time, so don't wait. Call Joyce Cooling and Heating at 882-4244 or on the web at joycecool.com.
Why pay more for the new technology? Your car needs a new key. Who can you call? Call E-Keys for Cars. Yeah, they carry them all. E-Keys for Cars. 88855 E-Keys. E-Keys for Cars. 88855 E-Keys. They raise the bar. E-Keys for Cars.
Listen in to yours truly, Mike Appleberg, host of the United Way Community Connections Show, right here on WSMN 1590 AM every Monday, 9 to 10 a.m.
If your child is sick over and over again, it could be PI, a defect in the immune system that affects millions. Early detection can give children a chance to dream. Jeffrey Modell Foundation. Visit us at info4pi.org or call 1-866-INFO4PI.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Okay, we are back. My name is Brian Panarese. I am the trainer for the Body Elite Professional Fitness Training Company. You can follow me on Facebook, The Body Elite. You can also follow all the shows that we've had at WSMN1590.com. And today we are talking about New Year's resolutions and how to make it stick. And the resolution, again, can be like any plan. All it is just a plan. It's a promise you make to yourself that you decide to do. And if you do, I guarantee if you do the outline that we've discussed so far, and you wrote these down and you continue to write things down, it will be successful. So the general guideline, how to stick to a resolution. Number 1, get specific. I'm going to lose weight. I want to quit smoking. Or I'm going to quit smoking. What else? I'm not going to swear. Anything. I don't care what it is. You have to be specific. It can't just be a generalized thing. It has to be an action. Okay, so get specific. Number 2, take baby steps. Don't jump into it full force, run out. And again, this is a health and fitness show, so I'm going to stick to the health and fitness part of it. Don't run out and buy yourself all new clothes and all new workout gear and go crazy. Join 2 or 3 different gyms. I'm going to cycle. I'm going to do spinning. I'm going to do Zumba. I'm going to, do all this Pilates. I'm going to do, cross training, whatever. Don't do that. Take baby steps. Do one little thing at a time. So when you're specific, you write it down. Number 2, you pick one little thing. You're successful before you move on. Number 3, focus on one thing at a time. That's really super important when you're taking your baby steps. You focus on one thing. You make sure you're successful with it. Once you've accomplished it and it's now part of your routine, you have it down, then you move on to the next one. Tell your friends and family. The more people that know what you're trying to do, the more help you will get from them, the more support you'll have. Even if it's just making you feel guilty. Hey, I thought you said you weren't going to drink anymore. What are you doing with that Bud Light in your hand? Okay, there you go. Bingo, you were just busted. And so that's what you want. Ask for support. Get some help. Don't be afraid to go out and get help. Things like hypnosis and stuff like that actually work. I've done it. I think it's wonderful. And if you can find someone who can help you in your specific goal, that'll be great. Any little bit helps, whether you need medication to help you to get to where you want to be. So you talk to your doctor, nurse practitioner, whatever, or counselor. If you want to get healthy and you want some guidance, once you've established, I love when people come to me and hire me to train them. And we sit down to do their evaluation. And I ask for a little bit of history. Well, if they say, well, I go to the gym 3 to 5 days a week, I try to eat well, I'm on MyFitnessPal, I do this, I do that, that's perfect. I love a client that does that, because that's all the work that I have to do in the first 8 weeks is to get them, number one, get their butts in the door of a gym. That's the hardest thing of all. If you're already going to the gym 2 to 3, 4 times a week, then you hire me, you're going to be very successful right off the bat. And then the last thing is cut yourself some slack. And this is the biggest one that I want to kind of go over. You've asked for support. That's what we just finished up on. Whether it be, again, from a doctor, from a trainer, whatever, you're asking for help. You're getting that. Now, we're already progressing into this now. The year is in, it's now March or April, and you're still okay. You look at all over your refrigerator, or all these little notes and pieces of paper, or you have a whiteboard. I had a huge whiteboard in my office at the last gym I was at. And I just had notes all over it, and I never erased them because I could constantly go back and refer to those. And that's how you keep yourself on the straight and narrow. That helps you stay focused on what you're doing, because life is going to throw obstacles in front of you. My clients know it. I set up your schedule. You're going to ask me to train you. We set up your schedule. I'm going to see you 2 days, 3 days a week, 1 day a week, whatever it might be. You have homework to do. Now, I got in a car accident. I had to go take my car for an estimate. I had to do this. Okay, and you didn't go to the gym. Why? Those are excuses. They're not reasons. I was in the hospital. That's a reason you didn't get to the gym. So life is going to throw stuff in front of you. Number one, cut yourself a little bit of slack. If you have to deviate from it a little bit, you deviate. And it's okay. You're going to have bad days. Nobody has great days. I always say 5 out of 7 days are going to be decent, and you're going to have 2 days that are just going to absolutely bite. And those are the days that you just have to suck it up. You do what you can do. At least you did something. It's better than doing nothing. Never, ever say, you know what? I've been good all week. I blew it today, so the hell with it. I'm going to have this hot fudge sundae. I'm going to go out drinking tonight with the girls. I'm going to do this. No. So you blew it a little bit. It's no big deal. Pat yourself on the back and look at where you've come from so far. Don't throw it out the window just because you may have I had a drink and I wasn't supposed to. Okay, unless you're on the AA program, which is an unbelievable 12-step program, which is basically kind of what this is like. My thought, and I say to my clients all the time, just get through today. You want to wake up, you open your eyes and say, okay, how is my food plan today? Do I have my food all ready for me? Is this a gym day, or is this a cardio day, or is this a walking day? Is this a yoga day? What am I doing active? You set your whole day up, everything's set up. And all I want to do is, by the time my head hits the pillow at night, I want to look back over the day and go, okay, I ate decent. I ate 3 of the 4 meals that I pre-made for myself. I didn't get to the gym, but I did go to yoga. Okay, great. You know what? Put your head down and relax. You did a great job. Okay, that's decent. A person who is puts 75%, they're 75% effective in their day, but does that consistently throughout the year, is going to be very successful. It's the person that goes 100% for 2 or 3 weeks, and then all hell breaks loose and the floodgates open because they can't sustain that. Or they stub their toe and they throw everything out the window because they failed one day. I see a lot of those people. They go crazy at the gym. You see them 2-3 weeks in a row every day. They're in there, and all of a sudden you don't see them for 2 months. What happened? Oh, well, I got in a car accident and this happened, and they fall apart. You don't have to be 100% 100% of the time. You can be 75% 100% of the time. So in review again, resolution, it's a promise to yourself. Write things down. And you can substitute. Again, this is a fitness show in health, but there's things like I said, the second most popular resolution is to quit smoking. Now, George Russell is the owner of this radio station, and he's given me a great opportunity to preach here on the radio. Unfortunately, is a smoker, and it's one of the things I'd love to see him do. And if he's listening, I hope he can hear this. But you can substitute anything you want into my 6 steps here. So just to quit smoking, just write down, what are the methods? If I'm going to quit smoking, what are some of the methods I can use to quit smoking today? Okay, number 1, there are medications. Number 2, there are patches. You have cessation groups that you can join. There's hypnosis. There's vaping, that you can do vaping instead of smoking a cigarette to wean yourself off away from the nicotine. It's a drug. It's like breaking any other addiction. It has to be done. Some people can do it cold turkey. God bless you if you can do that. You have to eat. So changing your diet, I think, is more difficult than quitting smoking, even though it's a physical addiction. Smoking has a physical addiction over your body. You don't have to smoke. So to say I'm never going to pick up another cigarette, although it's very difficult to do mentally, physically, and emotionally, it can be done cold turkey. Saying I'm never going to eat bad food again, good luck, because that's not being real. So if you could substitute any kind of resolution here, folks. It can be stopping smoking, anything else that you do that can improve your health. We want to see 2019 come and have you be happier, healthier. I have a lot more shows coming up. Joe, my board man, I call him Joey Bag of Bones, but Joey is going to work with me. We're going to be doing the Fitness Minute, the Body Elite Fit Minute. And they'll be played throughout the day, 24 hours a day, and they're going to be just tips on how to keep you focused. And again, anything that's going to help you stay on track for 2019, I want you to do it. And don't be afraid to write in. And again, if you want to write to me, you can write to me directly here at WSMN. We're on Main Street in Nashua, New Hampshire. You can send me an email at mybodyelite@gmail.com. You can watch the show on Fridays from 4 to 5. We have everybody on here now. I see Scott Goldman has just joined. Hey, Scott, like my hairdo? That's Scott, my barber. Just cut my hair today. Thank you very much. Scott's Barbershop in Billerica, Massachusetts. Yay, great place. But the idea, again, folks, is let's keep it real for you. Take a deep, hard look at yourself. Let's talk about what you want to do for 2019, and let's do it together. I have my own things that I'm going to do to make myself healthier. I'm 62 now. It doesn't get any easier. I have the shoulder problem. I had Dr. Sean Jordan on a week ago, and he's still working with me with my shoulder at True Performance Physical Therapy. Great guy, knows his stuff, still in touch with some of the Patriots. But my thing is I got to get back into lifting without getting injured, because, again, at 62, it takes a little longer to heal. So we all have our crosses to bear. Nobody is pain-free or problem-free. So because you do have a problem, I love it when new clients will come to me, and I've heard from so many new people over the weeks, just recently, getting ready to come back because of their resolutions. But I love it when I sit down with them. They'll lead off with, "Oh, you've never had a client like me." You know what? After 42 years, I bet you I have. Everybody has a butt ache. Everybody has a problem. No one is problem free in this life. And the idea is learn to deal with it. Hey, you're in pain. That's it. I mean, my shoulder hurts all the time. I'm still in the gym working out. I worked out for 3 hours today. I did legs with my clients. We just did legs for 3 hours. That's what I had to do. I had to, continually work out with them. So you learn to work around it. So whatever it might be, work around it. If you don't know what to do, write to me. But make your resolution today, and we will be doing it Monday night. You're going to be writing it down. Again, my name is Brian Panarese. I am the head trainer for the Body Elite Professional Fitness Training Company, 42 years in the business. And a plan is what we need, a life plan. And this is your life plan for your resolution for 2019. I hope that you wrote some of these things down because it's really, really important. And again, if there's anything that you want to hear about in future shows, please let me know by shooting me an email at mybodyelite@gmail.com, and we can go over anything that you'd like. So make your resolution and get specific. Take your baby steps. That's important. Also, progression, what you'll hear me talk about constantly with exercise. You don't jump under a 200-pound barbell and start to bench press. You start by maybe doing push-ups. And then from push-ups, you go to dumbbells. And then you work different areas of the motion where you may work just the weakest motion. And again, you work into your progression. You work into getting stronger and stronger before you move on to the next step. So you're going to always take baby steps in life. And here comes Nashua's finest. And there they go. Yeah, a little bit of a problem down the street with the fire department. So the other thing is focus on one thing at a time. Keep your life simple. Don't make it confusing for yourself and try to throw 3, 4, 5 things on a list and decide you're going to do them all by the end of the week. It doesn't work. Nothing in life works that way. The simpler you can keep it, once you master it and you move on, you'll be very, very successful. Like I said, people want to lose weight quickly. We have the gyms are going to be inundated for the next 3 weeks. And those people, again, I can take anybody out there. You come to me and I can knock 20 pounds off you in 3 weeks. I can guarantee that. You'll be 20 pounds lighter in 3 weeks. And then 3 weeks later, you're going to be 25 pounds heavier because you can't sustain what we did to get that weight off. So the idea is if it comes off slow, it stays off longer because you master each and every step of your life to get healthier. Let's start by cleaning out your cabinets. Again, this is a service I used to do years ago when I did exclusively. I would be in people's homes, and I had some high-end clients, and I would go into their homes, and we would spend hours going over food shopping lists and how to cook certain foods, go through their cabinets, their refrigerators, show them why certain brands of foods just aren't good. You can pick things that are actually better. My girlfriend and I were in Whole Foods the night before, and she likes peanut butter. And she's a long-distance runner, so she actually needs a higher calorie food in her before she does a long run. So we actually went through the peanut butters and found a great natural peanut butter at Whole Foods. And it wasn't even expensive. It was $1.99 for, I think it was a 12-ounce or 16-ounce jar and basically it was just peanuts ground up in a jar. And that was it with a little bit of oil. But no salt, no sugar. If you look at some of these like Skippy and Jif and Peter Pan, take a look at the labels. Remember we went over label reading. That's one of the shows. I wish I could remember the date. You could look it up, but definitely look up the label show. Once you look at that label show and you learn how to read a label, you go into a store, man, and you can go from decent food to great food to absolutely horrible food that I wouldn't give a dog. So it's all about learning and keeping things real for you. That's important. So let's make your resolution an action. It's not an idea. 2019 is going to be awesome, and I'm going to make sure of that. So keep on listening, and we'll keep it real. This is Brian Panarese. You are listening to Keep It Real, the Body Elite Fitness Show on WSMN 1590 AM, and I will see you next year, 2019. Here we go.